Good evening, VV Nation. My name is Ryan, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest, and tonight we're going to be discussing all things oil. Now, back in July, I did come out with a couple videos showing why I was bullish on oil. There were some cuts to be made from OPEC nations that were going to be extended until September. However, today we just got news that both Russia and Saudi Arabia are planning to extend those cuts till the end of the year. Now, the Brent did jump up off that news today, hitting $90 a barrel. So we're going to go into the VectorVest 7 system. I'm going to show you the oil stocks back from July, showing you how they have definitely outperformed the market since the end of July. And I'm going to show you a fresh list of stocks using the VectorVest 7 system. That way we can make money. Now, if this is something that you're interested in, please stick around and let's get started. Now, before we jump into the VectorVest 7 software, there's two articles I did want to share with you. The first one was what I touched base on just a moment ago. We see the title here from Reuters: Oil jumps as Saudi Arabia and Russia extend supply cuts to end 2023. Now, when I made these oil videos initially back in July, I was bullish till about this time in September because that's when the supply cuts were expected to be over. However, news coming out yesterday stating that these oil cuts from these OPEC nations will go until the end of the year, remaining my bullish stance on oil for the next few months. Now, oil is affected like everything else. It is supply and demand. The biggest case for the bears right now is the demand side from the Chinese economy. There has been concerns there over the last few months. However, I think those concerns might be easing from some of the headlines I'm seeing over the last few weeks. This is an article by CNBC. We can see it's titled "Oil Rises on China, U.S. Economic Data, and OPEC Plus Cut Predictions." Now, there are two things from this article that we're going to focus on. Let's scroll down. The first one here, on the demand side, China's manufacturing activity unexpectedly expanded in August. Data from Caxton's manufacturing PMI survey indicated, leading to renewed optimism about the economic health of the world's largest oil importer. Now, the second thing here is just right below, a series of economic support measures announced by Beijing last week, such as deposit rate cuts at some of the country's largest state-owned banks and easing borrowing rules for home buyers, have also supported prices. So you can see the Chinese government is stepping in right now to offset some of those economic concerns that could be affecting oil in the future. So let's dive into the VectorVest 7 system and see where we can make money. Now, the VectorVest 7 system is a very powerful tool. What we're looking at right now are all the sectors throughout the U.S. economy. As you can see, petroleum is on the #2 spot right now, so there's a lot of momentum to the upside. We're going to dive into a graph real quick of this sector and show you why I was bullish in the first place when it comes to oil back in July. So all I have to do is just right-click on petroleum, go to View Sector Graph. We'll expand this out for a better visual. We can see a downward trend line here going from that high back in November, just surpassing that low in June. We see price action breaking that downward trend line, retesting that trend line in July, and then it was off to the races for the bulls. Now, around this time, not only from a technical standpoint did price action break this downward trend line, but however, news was coming out from OPEC showing that they were going to start cutting production. In addition, if we look here, the green line is showing the value of the oil sector. Right now, that value is at $39.43. However, the close today is just at $34.97. Thus, this is an undervalued sector that is moving to the upside with momentum in mind. As we can see here, we got some levels of support and resistance. We are between these two levels of support and resistance right now. So I'd like to see price action break above this level of resistance at 35.16. And this gives us room up to the next level of resistance at 36.82. So back in July, I did give you some stocks. So let's take a look at the performance of those stocks and see how they would have done if we would have jumped in. So before I show you the new stocks, let me show you how the stocks back in July would have played out. Now, this is the first list here, the oil dividend picks that I came out with. Now, if we just hit the quick test button here, we can see that there's 9 stocks. So we'll just change this. That first video came out on July 26. So we'll change the start date to July 26. And we're going to test it till today. So we'll click OK. Run the test. Big winners here. We can see quite a few of these above 20%. The one big loser, one SJT, well, actually the only loser down 13% since then. Now the average is just under 11%. Now we can compare this to something below. Right now we're comparing it to the VVC or VectorVest Composite. That is how we track the broad market. It's over 9,000 stocks that we're tracking in our database. Now of those 9,000 stocks, on average, they are down just over 3%. So let's change this to something that you might be more familiar with. So I'm going to change it to the SPX. Let me just type that in. Even if we compare it to the S&P 500 here, you can see the broad market of the S&P 500 is down 2%. We are positive just under 11% at 10.7. So you can see that these stocks greatly outperformed the market since the end of July. Now let's close out of this, and we're going to go on the second ones here. This was from the first video I did. This wasn't so much a dividend strategy, just some high momentum stock picks in the oil sector that I had chosen. Now let's quick test these. We'll start that test back in July when these videos first came out. July 26. We're going to test it till today. Run the test. Even here, we got 3 winners, only 1 loser in the list, down 6%. The average is up 5.74, so just shy of 6%. And if we compare that to the SPX, again, the market went down over that same time period, down 2.28%. So you can see that these oil picks were great money makers since the end of July. So let's jump into the list and show you what hot stocks we've got going forward when it comes to petroleum. Now, this is what you've all been waiting for, the 3 stocks I have for you this evening. Now, I kept a very simple approach here. I simply went into the top 20 stocks in the petroleum sector and found the safe, undervalued positions. So we came up with TDW, MPC, and NOA. If we take a look at these, we got Tidewater Inc. here. It is up slightly today at 0.24%. Trading at $68.13. That is undervalued compared to what VectorVest values this company currently. If we look at the fundamentals here, RVRS, nice positive ratings. RT, which looks at the short-term price trend, currently an uptrend right now, and we have the buy rating. Next, we've got Marathon Petro or MPC. It is down slightly today, 0.5%. However, undervalued at 146 compared to our valuation at 206. Fundamentally sound once again, and currently an uptrend with the buy rating. So you can see the theme I've got going on here with NOA, no exception, undervalued at $24. We are valuing at just 32. Nice fundamentals with the RV and RS at 1.47 and 1.26. Currently an uptrend right now with the RT at 1.44, and we have the buy rating. Now, as I scroll over, I did just want to show the growth rate or GRT. We can see positive growth rates in its earnings. We've got 36% here leading the charge with Tidewater. So these are the stocks that I have for you this evening. Now, VectorVest 7 is a very powerful tool, but I kept a very simple approach to find some of the best stocks out there when it comes to oil. All right, VV Nation, I hope you found this video very informative and see the potential to make money with what I showed you today. Now, if you liked what you saw here, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. And as always, make money, VV Nation.
Hey, VV Nation, one of the most important books that I've ever read in regards to the stock market was written by our founder, Dr. Bart Delito, the founder of VectorVest. The name of the book is called Stock Strategies and Common Sense. It will give you everything that you need to know about how the market works, the cycles, how to value stocks, and it's very well presented so that you can better understand and get a better understanding of how the market works. Folks, you simply need to go to www.vectorvest.com/YT book to get your free edition of Stock Strategies and Common Sense. Folks, you want to do that right now.